Good morning, everyone. This is BizChicksTV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. Hold on. Tips and tools to help you do. I apologize for that. I had another device going and it just started talking. Okay. It's Monday. And on Monday, we do coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations with the Biz Chicks. I'm here with my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. So, welcome to the conversation today. We have so many fun things going on today. For those of you who are watching over in the circle and over on Clubhouse, we just want to give a shout out to you, to all of you watching live and on the replay. We say welcome, welcome, welcome. Our conversation today is all about you. We like to keep it that way. We really, really do. So, with that, Fran, what do you have for us today? She always comes up with these great topics.
Uh, I was listening to a song by Switchfoot yesterday, and the song is titled "This Is Your Life. Are You Who You Want to Be?" And I was like, wow. So throughout the song, it talks about, yesterday was you wanted to do something, you had a plan, you had ideas, you had dreams, and there was some place that you wanted to be, there was something that you wanted to be. And are you living that life that you wanted? Are you living that life? Or are you living someone else's life?
Wow.
Are you living the life that you saw? If
Mhm.
what you saw back then is not what you see now, you might want to reconsider and make some adjustments, because you definitely are not where you wanted to be.
Mm. Mm.
Um, Miles Monroe said something. He said, "Your assignment is what you rather be doing." I was like, "Oh." So if you're not doing what you'd rather be doing, maybe it's because you're not who you want to be.
Mm. Oh, yeah, and maybe you haven't explored that lately because it. I think it changes sometimes from stage to stage, from age to age, from assignment to assignment. Um, it really can change. It will probably be in the same vein, but maybe at a different stage, at a different level, at a different because your skill set should improve.
Yeah. So one of the our biz chicks here, Yolanda, from Dryer Buzz,
Mm-hmm.
she is working on a project called,
Finding Yolanda.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
because you've been everything to everyone. You've gone to the back of your line for so long, you don't
Mm-hmm.
even know the horizon is somebody else's back.
Mm-hmm.
And now you need to see the horizon, you need to see whatever it was that you decided you wanted to see, even if when you were 10 years old. Are you doing that thing that you had passion for when you were 10?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, or
You know, you
go
know,
ahead.
I had someone tell a story the other day. We were over on Clubhouse and they were talking about how they had started a business and they had gotten pre-orders. They were in grade school and her and her friend had gotten pre-orders for this business and they had the money all spread out on the bed and they were figuring out how to get the materials they needed to run the business. And the mom comes in and says, no, you guys have to return all that money. You can't do this, and squash that entrepreneurship right there in the middle of the dream. And they had already made money. So
Right.
it was just, you know.
And it was someone else's limitation that
Exactly.
squashed that.
Exactly.
And we heard a great message yesterday on going beyond limitations,
Hmm.
getting beyond the limits someone else has set for you, the limits you may have set for yourself. Hey, Claudia, over in Clubhouse, the limits that you set for yourself, the limits that you have, maybe limits you're putting on other people because they were put on you.
Or you have no understanding of where they're going.
Because a lot of times people who can't see tries to tell the driver how to drive.
Oh my
They
gosh, that
can't
is such
see.
a good analogy.
They can't
Mhm.
see. The driver has a plan, has the GPS, has everything, and they're driving forward. But you got people who, where are you going? Shouldn't you be making a left here? Shouldn't
Well,
pipe down, put on your seatbelt, and maybe I won't tell you to get out the car.
and the other thing is things are happening so fast, friend. I was looking at a video this morning about the folks who just went and circled the globe like 47 times. Sometimes we limit ourselves because we don't know how things operate,
Mm,
when in fact, sometimes we should just get on board because other people have already figured that out for us. We
right.
just need to show up.
We have people, great people, who have paved the way in the realm of business, in the realm of life,
Hmm.
and they're called mentors.
Yes.
They're called, and you can have digital mentors, you can have actual mentors. And one of the things we learned about mentors may not necessarily be your friend
Mm.
because they're going to tell you the truth. And we talk about, okay, coaching is the big word right now, right? So there are coaches now, coach in the sports arena,
Hmm.
in the sports realm, they're not your friend necessarily. Drop and give me 20.
Mm.
Run around the building. You making you do things you don't like to do to get you where you want to go.
Mm.
That's what a coach does. And some
Hmm.
people, you know, the coach is not there to have coffee and tea with you and to sit. Now they might do that after a win. Hey, yay, we won. Woo! Okay, now get back out to the gym
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
keep you moving forward. So, are you who you want to be? You might need to have a coach to help you get there. Be,
Wow.
be, because the coach can see some things that you may not see. They may not see, you may not see the fact that every time um, your older brother says something to you, you'd be like, oh, I can't do it.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that other person, another person's choking point has now become your choking point.
Yes. Sometimes you just have to keep a guard over your heart. In other words, keep it within. Um, Keep it to yourself.
Yep.
I know when I started one of my business enterprises, I didn't tell anybody until I had multiple sales. So I knew it could work. You know what I'm saying?
And there are times where you have to protect your ears, protect your heart,
Hmm.
protect yourself by not getting into a certain area. By, okay, I can't listen to these people, and they might be, well, I mean, these people, you could have grew up with them or whatever,
And
but
they're trying to keep you from being hurt, they think. You know what I'm saying? They mean they, they they think they're operating in your best interest. Okay.
but they are limiting you from the possibilities of where you could be.
Mhm.
We There are people who had to push past limitations. Steve Jobs was one. You know, went to college, and the college people, he was like, okay, you people are not,
You don't get it.
No. So he had to push past that. There are, we talked about Bill Gates, we talked about Henry Ford, all of the people who did major accomplishments in life, the things that we're enjoying because of their push past the limitations.
Mhm.
They pushed past what others could not see.
Mhm. Yes, and many times I think um, because there is a quote unquote structure, or people think you need a piece of paper, or we're always looking to learn something else before we get started. You know what I'm saying? I-
All you need is the dream.
and whatever it is you have in your hands.
That's it. You have an innate, what is it? You have something that's in you that is natural to you. It's in you. There's something you do just by nature. Some people can sing and just, you know, I know one young lady, she can whistle and actually whistle tunes. I'm doing good to blow,
I cannot do it.
but she can actually play songs with her whistle.
Wow.
Okay, and I'm thinking, okay, and what would that be used for? It does help someone's day. To It lightens a person's day. There are things that
It's
you have
entertaining.
that's in you
Hmm.
that other people can't do. Claudia can take a dish that, we're supposed to eat veggies and stuff like that and eat well, but we don't know how to season it and make it palatable where
Okay.
we want to eat it. Well, Claudia has a gift for doing that.
Mm.
I'm like, okay,
She served a fantastic dinner one year. I was just like, oh my gosh, and everything was vegan. I was really
who knew vegan could be so good?
okay.
And
Yes,
and we don't know because that's not our area of expertise. But if I need to have a vegan meal and it needs to taste good and not like cardboard, I'm calling Claudia.
okay.
Go ahead, Claudia.
Who knew vegan could be so good? Really?
Yes, it was delicious
Right,
and it was beautiful. I mean,
right.
if you could have seen the table settings and the oh my gosh, it was
Well,
unbelievable.
you're okay. So when God put the food in the garden, the
Mhm.
fruit was beautiful to look at and it tasted good. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Some vegan food is not good to look at, neither was it good
Mhm.
to eat.
Mhm.
Claudia changed all that, right?
I'm telling you, she had a dessert table that was just out of this world. I was just like, oh my goodness. And dinner was just excellent. So yeah,
Right. So
I'm a witness.
so good tasting vegan food is out there.
Yes.
But we wouldn't have known it had we not met her, because I'm telling you, I, I tasted some stuff. I was like, "Ooh,
Why are you tasting this food?
okay." You just don't want to know, because in the grocery store they say, "Oh, this
Hmm.
is vegan," and
The mass produced
and then
stuff.
you go like, "Oh, this ain't it," because it's it's the produced stuff. When you prepare it from fresh and have someone season it and what
Mhm.
have you, it's totally different.
But it's just like with any cook.
Mm.
You either a good cook or you're not. Cooking is not my area. I'm telling you.
And I don't think cooking was made to be mass produced.
Mm-hmm.
That,
No, I would agree with that. I don't think that food is supposed to be mass produced. I think we as Americans just push that because we're always in a hurry. We don't take time for ourselves. I mean, the idea of self care is, I don't understand why it's a trend here. Self care has always been a trend in non Western cultures. And we're just now kind of in the last, 5 years adapting it. And it just seems kind of ridiculous. Um, I grew up, we've always ate fresh food, but my father's not from here. But he just would tell me stories of how they didn't have a lot of refrigeration. So he would have to, on his bicycle, mind you, not even a car, have to go get groceries for his mom and grandmother, and they would cook fresh every day. But at the same time, the grocery store wasn't far from the home where you could actually ride your bike and not have to be in a vehicle. Everywhere we go now, we have to be in a car. And even if there's an opportunity to ride the bicycle, people really don't take advantage of that. I think that's what we notice most when we've ever traveled overseas, is that a lot of people are walking and riding, where we're just, so fascinated with the one car climate, one person in a car climate. And it's just, it's just a different kind of mentality, and food is too. I've now transitioned from doing, because it wasn't really popular, I guess, at the start of the transition, but now people are like so irritated with the fact that I don't do meal prep anymore.
They don't.
They're desperate, and they're like, well, what do you do? And I'm like, I will come to your home and violate you, take out all of your processed foods, and show you some ideas on how to cook things quickly, fast, and healthfully. The latest one I did was just last week. This client, she wanted to transition to a vegan diet, and then she changed her mind. She said, I don't think I want to go totally vegan. I think I want to still keep eggs and meat byproducts in my diet. So I was like, okay, but we'll at least start with a vegan option. So I went and I completely violated her. We went through everything in her pantry, discussed any of the ingredients. We went through her refrigerator and also freezer. And then at the end, I said, have you ever thought about, like, do you like tacos? And she said, yeah. I said, do you like spaghetti? And she said, yeah. And I said, you usually use like a ground meat for that? And she says, yeah. She's like, and I got some Beyond Burger in the freezer and it's disgusting. And so I said, well, are you allergic to tree nuts? And she said, no. And so while we were talking, I was soaking these walnuts. And so literally I probably was talking to her for about 45 minutes. I soaked them. I used a steak mallet to smush them. And then I cooked them in the pan as if they were ground meat, and I had her taste them. And she was like, this doesn't taste like what you just made. And I'm like, yeah. So just, what do you have to eat? What did you eat for breakfast? And she said she doesn't eat much. What is your plans for lunch? She said she's going to do a salad. And then I asked her what her plans were for dinner. And she said, I have no clue. I said, okay, well, I'm looking in your refrigerator now. You have bell pepper, you have asparagus, and you have Brussels sprouts. I'm going to leave you some quinoa. Put all that together in a stir fry, and you should be good. And so she made the meal. She sent a picture to me. And she's like, and my boyfriend, who's Jamaican, mind you, said it was the most delicious thing that I've cooked. And that, guess what? She did it all on her own. And guess what she told me? She's like, Claudia, it didn't even take that long.
Wow.
So have you, it sounds like a vegan coach is what that sounds like, where you can help people with meal prep, and you can just talk to people now. Is that what you're saying that you do, where you can go help them get themselves together? Or
yeah, because what you were discussing as far as like not understanding like that, plant-based food can be good. I understand that people don't know that it can be good. I mean, my own husband who lives with me has a problem. I mean, every time we try to make food for his mom, and I make a whole meal, and he's like, well, she needs some protein and she needs some this, and I'm like, you realize that there's protein in the vegetables that I just made. And but I'm always having to reiterate that because he forgets. So yes, I do that. And it's not even just for vegans, because like I said, she wanted to keep the milk and cheese and eggs in her diet. So then I'm actually this week I'm going to go, because it's a process, and show her some easy options to cook eggs really quickly, that you can just, have them on the go. So you don't have to go to McDonald's. You don't have to stop by any of the fast food places. You have it ready for you. And it's going to be more healthful because it's something that you made. And in between the events that I do, this is beneficial. It's beneficial for both the client and myself, because I'm teaching them. Yes, just like you said, I'm coaching them through, and it makes it easy. They are like, Claudia, I didn't believe, as you said, I'm not a cook. I don't, it's
Mhm.
not my forte. This particular client wasn't either, but she's like, I'm willing to learn.
Okay.
Sure enough, I can't believe I didn't take that.
Well, thank you, Claudia. So today we're talking all about, are you who you want to be?
Mhm.
We, in life, sometimes we find ourselves living someone else's life and not doing what we are passionate about. Claudia does what she's passionate about. Dryer Buzz, aka Yolanda, does what
Hey,
she
Yolanda.
is passionate about. Dr. Tachi is doing what she's passionate about. And we're all here to help you be who you want to be. Not the sometimes when other people want you to be, who don't understand you or
Mhm.
get you.
Good morning,
Carlos,
Carlos.
Carlos has a comment. He says, movie Game Changers is great about making meal changes to vegetables.
Okay. This is good to know. Thank you, Carlos.
Yep.
Yeah. We're
And
talking about, are you doing what you want to do in in terms of expressing who you are?
right.
And when was the last time you actually stopped and evaluated that? Ask yourself, am I doing what I want to do? Am I being who I want to be?
And that's what we're talking about. This is all because I listened to this song over the weekend by Switchfoot. This is your life. Are you who you want to be? I was like, wow. Am I who I want to be? Is this the life I saw back when I was coming up, when I had an idea, or have I gotten off track and I'm not on the path where I wanted to be?
Mhm.
That is what we're talking about today. And Yolanda, I don't know if you can weigh in over from um, uh, Clubhouse, because you are finding Yolanda.
Mhm.
And I
Which is
mean,
which
she would
is
be a great
really
case. Everybody should be a case study. But finding out who you are and going back to who you are, or discovering, oh, I'm here. This is where I want to be. Or no, I'm not where I want to be. And there's some changes that I need to make.
Mhm.
And everybody in Clubhouse is welcome if you want to join in, Beverly, Dr. Tachi, or Yolanda.
Okay. Well, and meanwhile, Carlos and Claudia are having a conversation over
Go
here.
ahead. Go ahead, Yolanda.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming on that. And it's interesting that you say that because I did set out on becoming Yolanda because I've been a brand for so long. But the funny thing about it, I recently went to a class reunion, and of course, everybody knows me as Yolanda, and how many people were familiar with my foundation. Just enjoying that and having those conversations because we're out here in the world and we, especially on social media platforms, and we have to put out so much information for people to discover us. I'm literally sitting here now writing a press release and having to toot my own horn in a sense. But going to a place that was so familiar a couple of weekends ago, and people who know the foundation, but also know because you were born together, you went to school together, and they know the essence of your dreams. It's like, oh, remember you said you wanted to, set out in the world to do this and to do that, and it was a real eye opener. But at the same time, going home Because y'all know I'm just on that journey of looking around trying to find something familiar, because I feel like I've gone, particularly in the internet, like I've gone to the edge of the earth and I've seen it all, done it all, met everybody, and like, man, I just want to go home again. That's my goal. And so I'm so glad I went out to anybody. Don't miss those opportunities. I know it sounds trivial, like your reunion, your high school reunion, your friends, but these were the people I was born with. And not only did they not call me Yolanda, they definitely put who my teacher at East Library was, and they know that side of me, but they called me by my childhood name.
Wow.
And that was like, oh my God, I missed that so much. I realized how much I had not kept in touch with anybody, right? And so just, some friendships that have just come back. It's absolutely awesome and amazing. And it sparked. Now, I'm a little distracted now with work, but it also sparked more energy into doing what I'm doing. But I want more of the foundation that I come from to be a part of it. So, yeah, it's a wonderful full circle moment for me, because you ask yourself, why are we out here doing all this for what?
Exactly.
I got to that point some years ago, and I'm like, okay, I've accomplished a lot, but for what? It goes back to that. What's that movie with Diana Ross and Billy D. Williams?
Oh,
Lady Sings the Blues or what?
Mahogany.
Which one? Mahogany. Okay.
I'm telling you, y'all out there grinding. You'll get what you want, but who are you going to share it with? How much of our foundations are we carrying with us through all this stuff that we are doing out here? What's it all for? And I got to that point in life where I've done it all, but what on earth was it all for? Because I also got to that point in life where none of that really even mattered. It really didn't even matter. It came back to family. It came back to foundation. It came back to, what we're doing for our neighborhoods, our communities, and I always kept that a part of what I was doing. But, you get so pulled away from it. And look what happened in the pandemic. We all had to pivot. We all had to figure this thing out totally different. Everybody right now that I know is doing something so simple. I mean, absolutely so freaking simple. And we just was delusion, into thinking it was complicated. But life is simple, and I'm loving it. All right, and I pass on y'all mic back.
Thank you. Finding Yolanda. I'm looking for the book too, by the way. Are you finding yourself? I love how she says she found out, she went back home and found, people who knew her by her childhood name. And embracing that. Why are you doing what you do? I like what she also said about when, we over here before the pandemic, we was packing on stuff and adding courses and adding programs and doing this and doing this. We were doing too much, really, I thought. And then now we're simplifying things. What is the simple way to do this? We're just going to make this real simple. This is what we have to offer, and be okay with that. Simplifying life and business. And I think that's what Claudia did too. She simplified. She liked doing the picnics and stuff, not necessarily doing meal prep for everybody, although everybody was like, oh, we want you to do it. Now she's teaching you how to do it, how to go get your groceries and do your own meal prep and have good tasting vegan food. This is good. Dr. Tachi's in the house, and Beverly's also in the house. If you all want to weigh in on the subject, who are you? This is your life.
Are you who you want to be?
Is this what you dreamed of?
Oh, Mark's in the house. Let's see. Mark's got a comment here.
Mark says, who do you want to be? Is the question on my business cards, though I can't remember the last time that I used them. Mark, you might want to pass that out because,
want to dust those off.
Right. Who do you want to be? because a lot of we kind of, I think somebody alluded to it or said something about it, where we just kind of go through life in a hurry, and we're not really checking in to see if this is really us. We're just doing it because other people are doing it,
You
and this
see
is
what I
how
mean?
they showed us, this is how they told us it's supposed to go. And but
Or
is this
somebody
who?
told us we couldn't be what we wanted to be.
So you need to be this instead, you know.
Hmm.
That that's not working so well. Besides that, when you go against nature, stuff goes wrong.
Mm.
I remember, I think it was Miles Monroe talked about how they wanted to create this beach, a man-made beach. So they brought in the sand and they brought the palm trees and they brought all this stuff in, and a hurricane came, wiped the whole thing out because it wasn't a natural point. It wasn't
A
natural.
natural process.
No, it was man-made, and we just gonna put it together and make it look just like a beach. And it was beautiful until that hurricane hit. And we do that sometimes. We want to look just like that person over there. So I'm gonna make sure my course looks like this, and I'm gonna have this, and we're gonna put this stuff together. I'm gonna charge that, and then okay, and then when it don't work,
I just want to speak to those people who have not checked in with themselves while they were on this journey to make sure that you are still who you want to be. Because a lot of times we lose ourselves on the journey because of all of the input from the people around us, from our jobs, from educators, from different things that have people and events that have spoken into our lives. And we just need to check in because it's okay to change course to discover, hey, I like who I am. Do you enjoy your own company? Do
so
you know whose company you're in when you're with yourself?
because I don't know if YouTube had this song on the right, so that's why I didn't uh, pull the song up. I'm gonna read you the lyrics. Yesterday is a wrinkle on your forehead. Yesterday is a promise that you've broken. Don't
Mm.
close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. This is your life. And today is all you've got now. And today is all you'll ever have. Don't close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. This is your life. Are you who you want to be? This is your life. Is it everything you dreamed
Mm.
that it would be when the world was younger and you had everything to lose? Yesterday is a kid in the corner. Yesterday is dead and over. This is your life. Are you who you want to be? And it talks about this is your life. Is it everything you dreamed of that it would be when the world was younger and you had everything to lose? Don't close your eyes. Don't close your eyes.
Mm.
I was like, oh, okay.
Well, Mark has a comment here.
Go ahead.
He says, once you have the awakening, often a still small voice initially that tells you that you are not aligned with your calling, you must answer with action. If you don't, the universe responds with a tap, a tug, a punch, and eventually a kick until you listen.
Mm,
This is interesting because this could be contributing to the fact that we are seeing people go through a lot of mental challenges.
hmm Because they are divided in their thinking and in their mind.
And they're not following their natural bent.
Right. They're misaligned, like Mark is saying here. Stuff ain't
Exactly.
lining up.
Mm-hmm.
Beverly or Ann, if you all want to weigh in on this conversation, just raise your hand and I'll bring you up. But we're talking about, are you who you want to be? That's the conversation for today. And I'm going to issue a challenge for you to sit down and just think about it. Are just examining your life, grab a cup of coffee or tea or water, whatever, sit down, pull out a yellow pad, composition book, whatever it is, and sit down. Are you really doing and being who you want to be right now?
And enjoying being with you.
Right. So that is all I have. Terry, is there anything else you want to add?
I think we're good. I just
Ladies over in the clubhouse, is there anything you all want to add?
This was a great conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tachi.
thank you, Tachi. We really appreciate that, Doc. I just want to remind people that you have probably been invited to the Biz Chick Circle. We're going to put the information in the chat so that you can go over, and we invite you to go over and complete your profile. We'd love to know more about you and have you become a part of our community over there on the circle.
Right. So in on our what is that profile, you can text biz to 33777 and it'll bring you where you can join the club. I mean, where you can join the Biz Chick Circle over there. We're actually live over in that circle today with the YouTube over there. It's having fun. Terry, don't be pushing buttons because
I know. Start talking.
and then just it. We're building a community there so that we're all together and not disjointed, and we can post things. You can post what you're working on. You can post if you have events that are going on. There's a place for announcements and events, just things where you can get the word out about what it is that you're doing. And like Claudia made the switch from doing one-on-one meal prep to coaching and picnics and things like that. You can put all of that over there so you can tell us what's going on. There are about 600 people in the Biz Chicks community on a whole, and what we're looking to do with Circle is get everybody under one roof. We'll be having workshops where we'll be hearing from Mark Ward. We'll be hearing from Carlos. They don't know all of this yet, but I'm telling you all now. So we'll be hearing from them. Carlos and Dr. Tachi may do a workshop on media and how to do your live stream simply. Carlos got some real skills about doing simple live streams. And we might have Dryer Buzz come in and talk to us about becoming who you are and how to make the switch, because she's done so much. Mark said, I must have missed my email. Nope, haven't sent it out yet. But these are some ideas. Yeah. I'm thinking a lot more clearly because I don't have a cluttered space that I'm trying to maneuver through. And we just want to hear from you all. There's some people in the room who's got some skill set that other people need to hear. And it's always been the case. I don't know how to cook vegan, but I can reach out to Claudia and learn. I can get better with media and lighting and audio and my production with Dr. Tachi. I can get better from doing anything. We have Ann and Beverly over there too. So that we got a community of people who know how to do some things that can help us move our lives forward. And I think we should, as a community, what do we learn in the community? It takes a village to raise a child. Well, it may take a village or a community to help you build your business the way you want it to be. And that's all I have.
So guys, with that, we want to thank you so much for your time. We know that you have a business to run, you have a life to live, and we are so glad that you've decided to live it with you as well as with us. So we're glad, and we hope that we've helped you become more of who you want to be, and that we're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and take the hassle out of your hustle. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be talking about um, digital marketing strategies with Terry Johnson, online everywhere, all the way from New York City. With that, have a great day. Bye bye. Don't forget, hey, what are you going to do?
Go to the front of your own line.